as an American living in the Netherlands, there are a lot of things that stand out, not to just me, but to a lot of other Americans who live here. Which is funny because I thought I was the only one. Okay, now I do have to say that this is not a diss track towards America or the Netherlands or the Dutch or Americans at all. If you do have a problem with anything I'm saying, pull up in the comments right after you hit that subscribe button. And now with that said though, the first thing I will have to point out is that a big reason why Americans love living and visiting the Netherlands is that you don't have to drive everywhere. And now look, no one understands this more than Americans. Like y'all don't understand, like look, we got it pretty bad because literally we are locked into a system where you have to have a car. In most places that you live in, you have to have a car. And look, I'm being dead serious too, because legit, like if you don't, you are missing out on a lot because public transportation is not that great. So you are taking a huge hit, like just on life in general. But listen, I am telling you, everybody I talk to, every American who lives here or who visits here, that's one of the biggest things that they love about it here is you don't have to have a car. Like for real, you just don't. Public transportation works amazingly well. The city is amazing with bikes. You can pretty much get everywhere you need to go, walking or biking or public transportation, and you're not limited. It's something I can't stress enough too, because it's almost like an extra tax because you have to have a car. You also have to pay tax for your car. You also have to pay insurance for the car, maintenance, and gas. Like it just keeps going. Like it's insane. And now something else is that too is that, and you gotta hear me out on this one, but everything is tall. And look, I don't mean like crazy tall, but I do mean taller than in the States. Everything just kind of makes you stand up straight. No wonder the Dutch people be tall. And you know what? This is something that I didn't really think about until like another American brought it to my attention. I mean, look, low key, I find myself like, I feel like my posture has gotten so much better living here. It's just so funny that other people have noticed the same thing too. Like not just the sinks being high, but even like the little porty potty stools that are in men's bathrooms are a lot higher. Like, man, I'm like standing up straight like crazy. Versus every time I go back home and when my other friends go visit too as well, you kind of got to hunch over for like a lot of things. And you don't even realize it until you don't really know, like you don't notice it until you do notice it. And now look, I know this is also gonna sound just a little bit weird, but something else has been brought to my attention as well, as I thought I was the only one, and that is the water. Holy cow, the quality of water, it is a lot better. Like it's something about the water in the States, it kind of tastes like chlorine almost, versus over here, the water is just, it just tastes a lot better, and it doesn't have a smell to it either. And I would say, to be honest, okay, now I'm gonna say this though, I'm gonna also go ahead and say this, because y'all don't got the best water. I noticed that Austria has the best water I've ever been. Like, look, pull up if you want some smoke, Austria all day. They got the water, like the tap water, on point. But yeah, this is something I've heard quite often from other expats or other Americans. They all say the same thing, like the water here is so much better than the tap water over in the States. And now look, I'm not a water expert and I'm still learning a lot about the Netherlands. So if you know why the water is fresher here than in the States, like comment down below. Cause for real, like it is something like, a lot of Dutch people don't say anything, but it's cause I think it's y'all used to it. But a lot of Americans do talk about the quality of water here. Like everybody I know, when we're just getting around talking, like, oh, have you noticed the water? Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a topic starter. So let us know down below why the water is, why it's so good. And now look, we all know that America really prides itself on being the land of opportunity and freedom. We all know this. But one of the things that's been brought to my attention more than once from other Americans that live here has to be the opportunity that's presented here. Oh no, it's coming down, it's coming down. Oh man. Oh man, it would be raining right on my lunch break. That happens every time because my lunch break is my filming time. And when it rains, it just completely throws everything off. Now you got me wasting time standing under trees. But yeah, back to this whole opportunity thing, because it is an interesting one. And it is so true. I never thought about it like this, but it is extremely true. Since the way the system is set up here for healthcare and other things, since it's not so expensive, Americans can take bigger risks, meaning you don't have to worry about you don't need your job to pay for your health insurance, meaning that you could start a business. And this is what I've heard a lot. A lot of Americans can take more risk here because little things like health insurance isn't a problem. Now, it is not free. Look, people been pulling up in the comments saying that I said healthcare is free. I never said that. Healthcare is not free. I pay 140 euros a month for my healthcare. 140. It is not free. But though, if something were to happen to me, I would not go homeless. I would not go poor. Like, for example, like when I ruptured my Achilles in LA, if I did not have healthcare, if I didn't have the best healthcare, I don't know what I would have done. That bill was a lot. We talk about just the anesthesia alone. So knowing that you don't have that here because everyone has healthcare, or just the way the system works, you can take more risks. So you can have a job and start a business. This is what I've heard a lot from a lot of Americans. So I do kind of get it. You know, I totally get that there are a lot of opportunities here, especially if you want to start your own business. Oh man, it is raining a lot. Okay, so we definitely gotta have, look, I have been under this tree for like, it's been like 20 minutes. And it's getting worse. So I don't know, man. Dang. Oh snap, it's calming down. I think we good. Let's go grab a coffee before it like starts again, cause yeah, my camera is like soaked. Oh, what was that? Yo, there's a rabbit right. I have not seen a rabbit. Look at this rabbit, look. Oh, where'd he go? Oh man, I really wanted to show y'all this rabbit. It was a brown rabbit in the grass. I walked right over him and he just like scurried in the high. Oh man, I want to show y'all that rabbit. I have not seen a rabbit in the Netherlands since I lived here. Like a wild rabbit, a wild one. And now something else that I've heard quite often from a lot of people, and this is actually me as well, is that a lot of Americans feel like we don't have to play this game of keeping up with the Joneses. A lot of Americans have told me about this. They've mentioned this, how they feel like, now I've never really had a problem with this, but it's just easier to not compare yourself too much to other people here. And I think it's because, to be honest, the Dutch don't roll like that. They don't care about flexing. Like flexing ain't a thing here. I mean, I'm sure it is, but it's weird because what I've heard from a bunch of Dutch people, and you could look, if you are Dutch and you watch this video, let me know if this is true or not. But what someone has told me is that they don't really care, and it's not looked down upon, but like it's the opposite. Like they're not impressed. Like it's not like, who cares, basically. Versus in the States, it's very much like your status kind of matters, and then you show your status. Since because so many people are broke in the States and we living off debt and all this other stuff. The status is usually artificial in what you're wearing or what you're driving. But in reality, they don't really got it like that. A lot of Americans do not have it like that. And you know what, not for nothing though, I kind of like it that way. I don't know how to explain it. I like it that no one cares because everybody got their own stuff to worry about, you know? But in the States, we care so much about what each other's doing to the point where we make bad decisions. Okay, now real quick for coffee today, we are pulling up at Cleef. They have the best cappuccino. And look, if you go to Cleef in Harlem, tell them your boy Sky Money sent you, and I promise they will give you a free receipt. All right, we got our cappuccino, we got our honey, because we some bosses. Oh, do I got some on my... Oh, quick side note, I almost forgot too. Y'all know I got y'all. Y'all want this waffle cookie? Go ahead, take that waffle cookie. Go ahead. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and finish my coffee and get back to work. But before I get back to work, there is one more thing that kind of contradicts this thing a little bit, but in a really, really good way. All right, so quick side note, I love coming to this part of Harlem, not only because it's like super nice. Like, look, you have this huge like church right there. That's not actually a church, it's actually an apartment. And now look, I gotta ask, would y'all live up in there? Now, I've actually saw places in there. I ain't gonna lie, man, they look nice. And now, before I get into the next one, though, I do want to be clear that the Dutch work extremely hard. Like, a lot of people have a lot of successful businesses. Like, they kill it. Like, they work really, really hard. I know so many business owners that do drive really nice cars, and do have nice things. So I do want to make that clear. The Dutch work extremely hard. Like a lot of people work extremely hard here. Oh snap, are we a little dark? Come on, come on. It's not a reflection of their self-worth. That's not the culture. Versus in the States, that's pretty much our whole culture is like we base self-worth and status off of the things that we own and show people that we own them. You know, like, you know what I mean? Side note, look at this weather now. Like it was just raining. Now it's getting hot. It's all sunny. But now this other thing that I've noticed a lot of Americans talk about that kind of contradicts like the whole flexing is people here genuinely look better. And I don't mean that in a bad way or a good way. Like I don't know how to say it without coming off a certain way towards like other people. But what I'm trying to say is that people here, they look more mobile. They look a little bit healthier. They're also, I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of them they look good. And this is, again, no shot at Americans or nothing like that, but let me just explain what I'm trying to say. I'll put it like this. When I lived in this place right over here near the train station, I remember we had a plumbing issue and we were renting out this place, not the house that I own, but we rented out a place right near the train station when we first got here. And I'm not even joking. The plumber guy came over to help with the plumbing issue. And no joke, I talked about this the next day in a video, but the plumber came, no joke, looked like a model. And I'm talking full on GQ, working on the stove, working on the plumbing, doing the redoing like some tiles in the bathroom, like looking like a model. And not for nothing, this actually threw me for a loop for real. I was so shocked when I opened the door. I thought he had the wrong apartment. Came in, ready to work, had his tools with him, but looked like he was in GQ magazine. And look, the exact same thing happened when my wife and I had our second son here in Harlem. We had I forget what it's called, but we had a nurse that came to the house, because this is like a thing here. But a nurse came to our house, helped us for like a week or two, I believe. And yeah, again, she opened the door, came first day in, opened the door, looked like a model. Now, I do got to make myself clear. I am married. I am happily married. But wow, you see a lot of this. And it's not that these people just look like models. No, they look healthy. Like, that's the thing. Like, they just look healthier, look rested, look like they just look healthier. I don't know how else to explain. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to choose my words very carefully, because I ain't trying to look, this ain't a diss track, but what I am saying is I am not the only one that noticed this. Like I had my ex-boss came and visited. I met him in Amsterdam, and that was the first thing he said was, he was like, Sky, why everybody look like models? They're like in shape, everything. Like it's like a whole thing. And you see it here. And it's like, even the people with jobs of like cleaning, or the plumber guy that would come to the apartment to help us with certain things, they look healthy. They don't look super tired. And they straight up look like models. And even with people who let's just take the people that don't look like models. There's a lot of people who look like models, but there are also a lot of people that don't look like models here, but they still look healthier. And that's what I noticed, like a lot of Americans have talked to me about, was just how people tend to look a little bit healthier here. Like, this is why I said it's kind of a contradiction of what I was just talking about, because for me at least, and for a lot of people I've talked to, we kind of want to mimic that look. Like, we just want to look healthier. like we don't, yeah, the flexing thing is weird, but we don't worry about the flexing in the cars and all that other stuff. Ain't nobody cares about that. I do want to make sure that I look a little bit healthier. Like, there's a look that I don't know, I don't want to look tired all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that I'm not overweight or nothing like that, but people here just look healthier. Eyes on that look. Now I gotta ask you guys, what do you guys think about that? Because I know a lot of that stuff is a bit random, but at the same time though, it's funny when people bring this stuff to my attention. It's like we on that Wi-Fi. Because it's funny, I notice some of this stuff too, but I don't say anything, and then it's funny when other people notice it, you know? But look, I gotta get back to work. And so what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I enjoyed making it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully Hopefully work is not too bad today. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.